Hello, Lola, Sophia, how are you? So let's log into your editor area and start to make some posts. To start with, you're going to go here, the Pan-African / editor -login. And when you get there, you're going to put in your username. So I'm going to put in actually Lola's username and her secret password that even she doesn't know right now. I'm not going to save it. I'll send you it, Lola. Don't panic. So when you get to the dashboard here, it's a bit blank at the moment, but there is going to be additional items that will fill this complete area. The areas that we want to be concerned with are our posts and media, and possibly comments. If we get comments, we may well, until we set up the anti-spam system, we might get some comments that we don't want on here. So let's go to posts. In posts, we have all posts, add new, and tags. We don't want that, but we're going to all posts. And here is all the demo posts that we've got put in. But we want to replace these now with the posts that you have. So we are going to go to add a new post. This doesn't include recipes, by the way. Recipes is coming out on a different little bit of software in the posts. So up here, add a title. Now the title is ultra important for SEO. So the title has to be a maximum of 60 characters and a minimum of around about 20, at least 5 words, 6 words to make it viable. But it should be the title and what's going on in the post. If it isn't, and it's a different title, but we want to target this post with a keyword, we should add it in there. For example, if we're writing about hotels in Africa, that's a generic kind of SEO word. We want to target it more for what we're looking at and what people are looking at. I'm going to show you how to find keywords in a while of what people are looking for. So we would add the title in here. So the title is going to be whatever you want. So let's put African dance, if there is any. It doesn't matter. It's there. So we're going to add that. Then we're going to add the post itself. In fact, before we go any further, what we really should do is publish it. And when you publish it, you have the choice of categories. And which category is this going into? Now, here you can see a box with the primary category that you really should never click. We should only really click tick one of these boxes. So it goes into one category only. So we're going to go into culture. Yes, it is culture, but we don't want to click culture. It is dance, traditions. So we're going to click that there. We'll put it into the exact category that we want, and we're going to publish it. Now, the first time you see this, it says publish. The second time and onwards, it will say update the post. And let's publish that. Now, there are options to publishing this in terms that you may want to publish it in the future. So let's have a look at that. So here it's got published on the 21st of September at 14:47. But maybe we want to do a series of these posts. In fact, when you're doing posts, it's better to spread them out. And you can backdate them as well, as opposed to doing one after the other every 5 minutes or 10 minutes or so. So we can click that and we can choose when we want to publish it. And we can choose a different month, a different time and a different date, and we can actually publish it. We can also change how we want it published. Maybe we want to publish it at the top of a post because it's very important. So we will put it there. And that will just then appear at the top of the category every time. Up here, maybe we want to publish it because we're working on it and we want to come back to it later, but we don't want to lose it. So we will publish it as a draft as opposed to a publish, and then we can come back to it a little bit later. Up here a little bit further, this is the ultimate author box. So yes, we want to have the author. Now, if you are entering the article, it will automatically enter as yourself. So yes, we want to do that. And if no, then we'll come back later and enter the author, the actual author for this. The default position is at the bottom. And let's have a look down here a little bit further. You always want to add something featured. So let me just take that up so we don't see that. Featured audio and featured image. Now your featured image will be the image that you want to upload, and there really should be an image that we want to upload. So if we click that, we can either use images that are in the media library if they're already there. If not, we can add them at a later date. So to upload a file, you simply get the image and you drag it in here, or you select files by clicking this and you go to your images. So I'm going to come out that, and that's where your featured image goes. I'm going to back click along here a bit and go back into the admin. So and I'm going to just refresh this. Okay, so here is the post that I started to add, but there's nothing on it right now, and I want to go and edit it. I'm going to go to this site called eZine Articles, where they've got a host of articles. I'm just going to put African dance in here and see if I can pick up something. Okay, let's have a look at this. So African dance, an introduction to African dancing. Well, that would make a pretty good title to start with. But is anybody looking for it? Is anybody searching for that? So let me go here to a new tab and let me show you something. Up here, I've got something called Keywords Everywhere. Keywords Everywhere. It's switched off at the moment because it takes credits. Now, this is something you can use. It does cost a little bit of money. It costs $10, but you get thousands and thousands of credits from it. I've got 77,000 credits left, and I bought $10 worth. It's about a month ago. So I'm going to switch it on here and refresh my page. Now what you do with this is, and the reason you want to do this is, you know, if we have a keyword such as African dance and introduction, an introduction to African dancing. So how many people are searching for that in the UK? Let's click and find out. So here is Keywords Everywhere on this side here. And you can see that African dance moves is 320 per month. People are looking for it. Traditional African dances, 140. So my keyword, introduction to African dancing, doesn't work. But I have got African dances in there, and I have got dance moves in here. If I go down a bit further, I've got modern African dance, 30, African tribal dances, 21 per month. So it's not a huge keyword. However, I might change that keyword to this one, African dance moves, up here, and just African dance moves. So in my keyword, I've got an introduction to, but I've actually got here the keyword that I want to target. So you can also pick the traffic up by doing this. You see in here, I just type African dance moves. This here are all keywords that Google has recommended for us, and all these can be what's called latent semantic keywords that could be put into the article. In addition to that, at the bottom there'll be suggestions on the page. Here we go, all these here, search related. Now Google put these in because people are actually looking for this, African dance lessons for beginners. Let's just take a look at that. People are actually looking for that. African dance names, African dance lessons plan. It comes up with latent semantic keywords for that as well. So here, when you are publishing, when you are writing an article, you can look up for these latent semantic keywords and add them to the article. So there's my initial article. I've changed an introduction to African dancing to African dance moves, or because people are actually searching for it. So African dance is a powerful keyword, and traditional African dances would also be a good keyword, as well as would African dance music. So an introduction to African dancing. I'm going to take that whole thing again. I'm going to go back over here. African dance lessons in the UK, that's what I changed it to. I'm going to change it to African dance, an introduction to African dance moves in here. And I should take out that as well. I don't need that in there. Now, you can see here we've got what's called the URL. I need to change that. And I'm going to go in here, introduction to African dance moves. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to edit this, and I'm going to change the URL to exactly what I want it to be. Introduction, and I'm going to click OK. So now you can see that the URL is the panafrican.net, culture, traditions, that's the main category, there's the subcategory, and here is the post. So it follows some, what we call a silo path through the website. And then I'm going to enter some text as well. I'm just going to copy this. Now we can copy from these particular sites here as long as we add in the article source. So we can curate and copy these. I'm going to put this in as 100% as it is. Okay, so my screen a little bit so I can see it a bit more. Okay, so from the article is that, can you see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 6 lines and then a break. Now it may not be 100% good in terms grammatical, however when you read it, it's much easier on the eye to have these breaks through any article. And at the bottom you can see it's automatically put in there a backlink to the eZine article. So if I publish that now, and I can change things, I'm sorry, as I'm going through, I can change it so I can make it bold if I need, I can italicize, I can underline alpha and lower alpha, and I can do all the normal things that I can do in a typical website. I can update it. You can see I've got update here, so let's update it. I've got no featured images in there at the moment, and I'm going to have a look at it. So if I click on this okay, so here is the article started to come out, African Dance Introduction to African Dance Moves. That's automatic, and this, you can see the lines, look how it's laid out. It's nicely with a break, 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 and it just makes it easier, especially when you're reading it on a mobile phone. Makes it so much easier to go. The author details, Lola, you're there. We have to add some details for you in here, but there is no featured image or no image within the text. So if I want to add a featured image, which I do, I'm going to go down here to featured image. I'm going to set a featured image, and I'm just going to choose one from the media library in here. Let's just choose this for now. I'm going to delete this after a while. Okay, and I'm going to update this post again. And just before I do that, actually what I want to do is go to culture here. I've got traditions. Now you can see here the post, nothing has come up because there's no image there. It's not coming up very nice at all. That's why we need an image for everything. So when I go back here and I click update here, refresh my page, and then go to culture again, there it is. That's the image that I just put in. That's why we have to have images for everything. And when I go down to traditions here, and there's the image that was not there before. Now maybe I want to add an additional image inside the text. So all that I do is I take my cursor, let's say I want to put it in that area there, and I'm going to add media from here. And again, I can do 2 or 3 things here. I can take something from within the library already, or I can upload a file by selecting and dragging in, or going to the PC and putting it in. Now I'm just going to put one in from here. Let's put this in, insert that into the post, and there it is in the post. So maybe I want to wrap this text around the side of it. So if I click on it, can you see these little things here? If I click that, that's going to wrap it around the side of the image, or that's going to make it separate from the image. Now the image itself, I'm going to click on the edit for the image, and you can see I've got alternative text, African music, which is perfect. Never going to put a caption on it because it just shows up over the image, and that's all we need to do. So if there isn't an alternative text on an image, for example, you will bring one in from your PC, then you need to add what's called an alternative text, and that is good for SEO. So that's already there. Now if I republish again, update it, and go back to the page, we can see at the top of the page there's our featured image, and as we go down, there's our internal image. And if you want to link that image to some kind of source, you're going to go back to edit, and maybe you want to link it somewhere. Go to advanced options, and we're going to link it in a new tab. If you don't link it in a new tab, it takes people away from the page. So we'll link it into a new tab, and in here, that's where you're going to put your URL of the links. It'll actually be HTTPS and the name of the website that you want to go to, if you want to go to. If not, we just leave it. So there you go. That's how you enter your posts. And if you want to go to the next post, you go to new. I'll leave that page. And again, add a new post, start again, and enter the next post.